What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I do have the mic on today, so you guys are getting the video for the free watch list for Wednesday, March 6th. I give you guys these watch lists for free every single day, whether they're on YouTube or in the free Discord. That link is in the description below. The Discord is free to join, so make sure you get in there. There is a paid portion of it. We're not going to talk about that right now, though. We're going to go through the top 5 setups that I give to the Griswold Gold members and just see how they would have played out. But the first thing I want to tell you guys is this screen right here. This is TradingView. This is what I use to chart my trades, to watch the stock market every single day. If you've never used anything like this, or you want to try TradingView, there is a link in the description below. It gives you a free 30-day trial to their sub-based services, and then you can get up to $30 off of your subscription if you click that link for your free trial. So, 5 plays that I gave for you guys, or gave to the Griswold Gold members for today, for March 5th. So the first one I gave was Chewy. We had this inside bar. We had time frame continuity. So Chewy opened here, but again, we ended up hitting, I'm just going to put it in here for you guys, and I'm going to make that green. We ended up hitting the target that this said that it was going to hit. Every candlestick tells a story, and this inside bar said, listen, if we break through here, this line here, if we break through there, which it did, it gapped down, but it broke through that line. It said, if we break through that line, you can almost guarantee, very, very high probability, that we are going to hit this target. It did exactly that, and then it reversed, okay? Did what it said it was going to do. You would have won on this trade if you followed the strategy. We look at CVS. Okay, so CVS, you're going to say it went outside bar, didn't work. But here's the thing. We triggered to the upside first. Okay, so if I go back to the hourly chart and we look at the first hour of the day, we broke through the top side. So the top side of that candle is 75.40. We broke through the top side of the previous candle on the day. There's our 75.40. We broke through the top side of this candle. We triggered to the upside first. That wasn't the setup. The setup was to the downside. Okay? So what you could have done as we broke back through the 50% marker on this daily, and I can show you guys that with my Strat indicator. We put it on the previous day's 50% marker. It's going to be a dotted blue line. There it is. So as we came up and came back through that 50% marker, again, we can go to the hourly or the 30. It doesn't matter. As we came back through this line here, okay, that would have said or given you an indication of, hey, we are likely going to go outside bar. And it did on that next 30-minute bar, broke through to the downside. So you could have had some profit there. So this wouldn't have been a trade that you would have taken unless you were playing the 50% rule. So we're still 1 of 1. We look at Roblox. Roblox, again, we broke through and opened here. But we can go back and look, and I can mark this out. Target hit, okay? Target achieved. Broke through the trigger here, broke through the first target, but we hit this one. And then we also hit this one down here. And did we get this one? Looks like we might have just tagged it or just missed that third target. So again, this still worked out if you would have followed the strategy. If we trigger, we are likely to hit targets. Okay? Happened on Roblox. We look at the diamonds, DIA. No question about this one. Okay? Not only did we trigger to the downside, we opened here and we hit targets when we opened, but we hit second targets, third targets, and then, what do I always tell you guys? These 2 pink lines represent the trigger for the weekly. We triggered down to the weekly, okay? We also hit this target here to fill the gap, okay? So multiple targets hit. We also triggered the weekly swing trade on DIA. So again, 3 of 3 on the top 5, and then QQQ again. It's no question. We gap down, we broke through, we hit target 1, we hit target 2, we hit target 3, and we hit target 4 before it reversed. So 4 of 4, the fifth one didn't trigger unless you played the 50% rule. Now, let's get into the watch list for Wednesday. 2 down, finish green. I'd like to see a little bit more time frame continuity here, but if we trigger here, this weekly is going to turn green and we're going to trend back up. So you can look for calls on Macy's at $20.79. We look at MU, same thing. We're going to look for that to trend back to the upside. Triggers at 95.37. First target at 97.38. AMD, 2 down, finish green. This tells me the sellers were in control. The buyers brought it back. If we trigger, the week is going green. We've got full time frame continuity right across the board. Look for AMD to continue its trend up. We look for calls at 205.33. CVX, inside bar. Okay, so we've talked about inside bars plenty. When we have those inside bars, we look for that big move. We look at that inside bar, that yellow bar that becomes part of my indicator that comes with the Griswold Gold membership. The time frame continuity is part of the indicator. The 50% rules, the candlestick numbers, the white outside bars, and the highlights on the different setups like the double inside bar and the 3-1. But we look at this inside bar, we have a consolidating candle looking to break out. Does it always happen? No, it doesn't. We can look at this one and say, we didn't get a move there, okay? A little bit of a move, not what we would have expected. Here, outside bar, okay, we triggered, we hit targets, said what it said it was going to do, did what it said it was going to do, and then it reversed. So it looks like a lot of times on CVX when we have the inside bars, they tend to go outside bars. So be cautious of that if you're playing CVX. Doesn't always happen. Here, we triggered. Here, where we opened, we triggered and we hit targets. Okay? You look at this inside bar, we triggered and hit targets. This inside bar, we triggered, we hit targets. This inside bar, triggered. Look at it. I can't make this stuff up. Triggered, here, target, here, reversed back up. Okay? And we got a little more the next day. So look for those on the inside bars. I can mark out the triggers here for you. Targets. And it's target 1 and target 2 at the top if we trigger to the upside. CVX, we go to Disney. This is the opposite. So again, we have time frame continuity on the higher end, the bigger time frames. This still could trend down. We have a 2 up, finish red. The sellers brought it back. So we can look for puts here, 112.27. That's our first target. You should be taking profit there. EW, inside bar, we talked about him. This is the breakout off of that inside bar. 2-day run. Inside bar here. Look, guys, this is why we put the targets in place so we don't get hammered on the back end. That's where people take profit, is at the targets, usually. Okay, so we triggered off this inside bar. Look, we come up, we hit targets, back down. Okay? Take your profits. That's a setup on EW. Calls at 87.40, puts at 85.66. We look at Google, 2 down, finish green. We'll see if we can push this thing back up. 134.02 we're looking at for calls or common shares. Coca-Cola, 2 up, finished red. Sellers are bringing it back. We're going to look for puts on Coke at 59.42. First target, 59.22. Morgan Stanley, inside bar, shooter candle. We'll look for the puts there. 88.62. Calls are still possible at 91.14, so pay attention to that. Procter Gamble, 2 up, finish red. We look for the puts, 158.78. I do want to show you guys the weekly swings that I laid out, and I'll show you the top 5 weekly swings that I laid out for the Griswold Gold members, so you can see the profitability that we're getting off of those trades. Inside bar on Pfizer, okay? Calls at 26.42. Puts at 25.69. Where do your targets go? Top of the preceding wick. Low of the preceding wick. I do have one thing to point out here, okay? If we trend to the upside, the next target is the bottom because There's a gap between this candle and this candle. There is no candlestick here. There's a void. Okay, so we have to fill that gap. That becomes our next target. From FIZZ, we go to XLU. There's a shooter candle on XLU. One of the 3 actionable signals, the shooter candle, the inside bar, and the hammer candle, which you see right here. That's telling us they're high probability plays. And in this case, the hammer candle, you'd like to see it green. It was red, but again, high probability. There it goes. Big run to the upside. So here we have the shooter candle. It is red, gives us high probability. Again, we'd like to see the time frame continuity in our favor, but the more you have in your favor, the higher the probability the setup is. Doesn't mean it won't work with less probability factors, but we are still looking for that potential downtrend. We'll look for puts at 62.32. So that's the daily watch list. Let's go to the swings real quick here. We'll go to BA first, okay? BA opened, we triggered up, and then we've reversed since. So without hitting targets, there was potential for you to take profit there. If you didn't, that's okay. You're not going to win every trade. If you took profit, great. If you didn't, well, you're sitting behind right now, but we'll see how BA plays out. We do have a 2-up green. We'll see if we get that continuation. We go to DraftKings. Okay, DraftKings. Oh, sorry, we're on the weekly. I got to go back to the weekly. Let's go to BA. There we go. BA. Okay, this is the shooter candle I gave you guys that would happen last week. This is this week's candle. This is why I'm telling you guys to take profits. Okay, look. That's your target. Look at what happens. We triggered. We hit targets. You didn't take profit. You lost on this trade. You might still get it back, but you lost on the trade. This candlestick said, guys, it was waving its hand at you guys, yelling at you, screaming at you, saying, hey, we're going to trigger here. And when we do, we're going to hit targets here. That's what it was telling you. And it's telling you to make sure you take profits at those targets. If you didn't, you lost. If you followed the strategy, you're a winner on Boeing. That's 1 of 1 on the top 5 that I've given to the Griswold Gold members. We look at DraftKings now. DraftKings, we had that inside bar. We talked about it, okay? We opened. We triggered. We hit targets. Not quite second target, but you had your opportunity to take profit before we started coming back down. 2 for 2 if you followed the rules. Etsy. Okay, so Etsy, we triggered. Our first target was the trigger for the monthly. So you can stay in this one longer, looking for Etsy to hit a little bit bigger based on us going 2 down on the month. If I go to the monthly chart, there we are. We had the inside bar. We've gone 2 down on the month. We haven't hit targets. Targets are at 65.93 on those monthly swings. Could you still be in this? You could be, and you'd still be in profit. Okay? Looking to hit targets here. Okay? Still in on Etsy. That's 3 of 3. We look at NVIDIA. Again, we gapped up. And if we go, I think this is maybe an all-time high for NVIDIA. So regardless of, we triggered, you bought in, you made profit. 4 of 4 on NVIDIA. And then finally, Starbucks. So we are 5 for 5 on the Griswold Gold member plays that I gave out for the weekly swings, okay? Triple inside bar. I talked about it. I talked about it in the video. Triple inside bar on the weekly swing video. Go check it out. I said we went 2 down. I would look for, based off of this triple inside bar, 3 straight days of consolidation, I would look for a continuation to the downside on Starbucks. That's exactly what we got. Then what did we do? We hit trigger 1. Target 1 here. Target 2 here. Target 3. Target 3 was our trigger for the monthly swings. Inside bar on the monthly, we hit the first target. We are on our way to hit second targets on Starbucks on the monthly. Okay? Pay attention to this stuff. You want the top 5s from the daily, from the weekly, from the monthly list that I give out? Join the Griswold Gold membership. It's $50 a month. You get a 1-hour course on what I teach here. Okay, what I show you guys here, you get a 1-hour course with the membership. You get live trading bots. You get one-on-one time with me if you need it. We can do it through Google. We can do it through Zoom. but you get the one-on-one time to ask me the questions. You get the top 5s. There's some free stuff in there as well. Not pressuring you guys to join, but it's there if you need it. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell so you get the notifications when I send the videos out. Give me a thumbs up. Comment below if you'd like, and we will see all of you on the next one. Bye-bye.